Welcome to Open Man Podcast. My name is Jeremy, and today I'm excited to have with me Denise Konate. She's an IT project manager. To kick off, Denise, could you tell us more about yourself?
Sure, Jeremy. Thank you so much for inviting me. I really appreciate it. My name is Denise Konate. I currently serve as an IT product manager at Amazon College. I have also led an organization called DECA with a wonderful team for a year. I consider myself a leader. It's not always been like that, but I've learned to develop that skills.
Oh, I'm glad you consider yourself as a leader because today we're going to talk about how to manage a team and how to manage projects.
Awesome.
My first question would be, what are some of the fundamental quality that make a successful leader?
First of all, I want to start by saying that I believe that anyone can be a leader. Some of the qualities that I will say helped me become who I am today are empathy and also adaptability. Because in the world we are with right now, a lot of things are changing. It's really important to be able to be adaptable and put yourself into the shoes of your team members to be able to connect with them on a deeper level and improve your working processes.
Completely agree with that. To add up to what you just said, one of the things I think also will make a successful leader is to also have like a broader view. Because a leader, you need to be like a visionary because people will be looking at you and you need to come up with idea. But sometimes your idea will be challenged, not because they are wrong, but maybe because they are so crazy. I can give you an example. I don't know if you hear about OpenAI, but when OpenAI was started back in 2015, they had this idea that they wanted to make AGI, so basically artificial general intelligence. At that time, many founders were working on AI, just AI, not AGI. AGI was like a concept that was so crazy.
Mhm.
And at that time, Sam Altman was just a dropout. So he didn't have like a lot of experience. So many people were adapting him. But because he had that broader view, now many people are believing in him because we see what he has done. We have ChatGPT because of him. So that's really, really great. So, what are the unique challenges do leaders face when managing a team of technical people?
So there's a lot of challenges that a leader can face or a manager can face. For me personally, I will talk about the modern challenges that I'm facing, which is managing different perspective and remote teams. Nowadays, everyone is working, like almost everyone is working remotely. People are just not interacting as much face to face. So being able to adapt to people working on online and adapting to those different perspectives was a big challenge for me.
Oh, okay. So, because I know Elon Musk
Mm.
doesn't believe in people working remotely. So,
Okay.
what do you think about it? Like, do you prefer working online?
I feel like physical presence is always better, but working remotely has just made it easier for everyone to work. It's kind of hard because you gotta make sure that everyone feels included and that the team is united, even though they're not physically present. So I feel like it's a good way to approach nowadays work, but nothing is better than physical presence and working in person.
Totally agree with you. So most of the leaders that I know, they are so ambitious. That's the reason why they are leading people because they have like heart of like wanting to do more and becoming successful. So how do you balance your whole goal and the goal of a team?
I feel like as a leader, you should not necessarily try to separate your own goal from the goals of the team. Ask yourself, how can my own goals align with the team's goals? For example, if you're trying to improve in your time management skills, learning how to be better at time management can even help your team. And that way, you're not only focusing on your own goal, but you're also helping with the team's goal.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. That's completely true. Like our goals, I mean, the goals of leaders need to be aligned with the goals of the team members as well. So building something useful and unique and valuable require a collaboration of talented people. So how do you gather a team and motivate them to get the most out of them?
That's a really good question. I believe that everyone brings something to the table. All the different perspective are what makes a great project. And to motivate a team, I believe that there's a quote that says, "People don't care how much you know; they care about how much you care about them." And I really believe in that. I feel like it's all about building relationship, focusing on the people and not necessarily on the work. It's important to show them that you genuinely appreciate them and you're genuinely grateful for the work they're doing for you, and not only seeing them as worker, as I said, but just people in general.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. To add up to that as well, I usually, like you notice, I usually love to talk about Sam Altman a lot and also YC a lot because those are like the people that I really, really look to them because they has like a lot of experience that I learned when it comes to building something that people really, really want or something that is unique and is bringing value to the world. So there was a time there was one guy from YIC. He was talking about how working in a great company kind of helped him to get where it is. So when he was talking about it, it was like about the hiring experience. So with most company, as you know, when they are pitching like benefit to you. Mostly they kind of focus on money, like PTO, like maybe stock option that you're going to get. But when you was getting to a company, it was I think it was OpenAI.
Mhm.
They were talking about how his job is going to influence the world. Like they were talking about how valuable his work is going to help in advancing our civilization.
Mhm.
So that's kind of like a great motivator
I
because
do.
for me it works the exact same way.
I do agree with that. I feel like money, we kind of all work for something in return, which is money. But people are what makes a company. And if they're not being able to be satisfied in their personal life, have work life balance, it's not going to work. So it's important to focus on people and how they're improving themselves, how they are having work life balance to be able to improve whatever is being done at their company.
Yeah, so it's focusing on people. So going along with that, how do you motivate someone who is underperforming? Because you need to focus on people, but at the same time, you need to work with great people because by the end of the day, you are there to work. You need to get something. So how do you motivate someone who is not performing well?
There can be a lot of reason for someone not performing well, and I feel like it's really important to be able to be empathetic and try to understand why is this person like that? Why is this person underperforming? Can be a lot of stuff, can be personal stuff, can be work related stuff, but it's really important to be able to identify what's making this person not working well. So kind of having one-on-one with that person, trying to listen, because listening is a really good great part.
Yeah, most people talk that need less.
Yes, most people talk, but they don't listen. And it's important to listen, not only to respond, but to be able to make this person feel heard. And after having empathy and listening to that person, trying to identify the needs or the gaps, you can probably head in solutions, try to help that person, or it can probably be because the person has too much to do. So you can probably ask for help to lighten their work, and that way they can come back better and be more comfortable and more confident in their ability to work.
Okay. Yeah, that's totally great. So there is this concept of founder mode and manager mode. So basically, what it is, founder mode is sort of micromanaging, but in a different way. It's just like you are involved with every single step or things that your team members are doing.
Mhm.
One managing mode is like they have that autonomy, like they can do whatever they want. So for you personally, like what is your management style?
I will say, by the definition you gave me, I don't think I like the founder mode. I will go with the management mode because I believe that the team is what makes a workplace or a project great. If you are just a leader trying to um, manage people, it's not gonna work because they're the one that can bring innovation. They're the one that are doing the work, are getting things done. So I would rather have a management style that is more autonomy, more letting people bring their ideas, their perspective, than actually trying to be bossy and giving them things to do.
Okay.
Hmm.
Steve Jobs was wrong.
Probably yes.
You agree with that?
Yeah. Well, yes.
Yeah. I mean, that perspective is pretty great.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I'll also like balance. I'll say like it depends. It basically depends of like what you're working on.
Totally.
Like in a startup, I think founder money is great, but like for great company that already like have like an establishment, maybe manager mode is pretty good because in a startup is a little bit different. It's practically like a different environment
Hmm.
where everything, every single work that they do, you need to be involved. Not basically telling them what to do,
Hmm.
but just being involved. That's how Steve Jobs was able to build Apple, and that's how I think many other great founders were able to launch their startup. And the CEO of Airbnb
Hmm.
still do it nowadays, which I think, I mean, I might disagree with him, but it's really,
Do you think they're really involved in every aspect of the project? Because like it's really hard to be involved in every aspect of a project. I feel like it's sometimes good to delegate and to listen to other ideas because I can be working for you and I might have some ideas that you will not necessarily think about, you know?
yeah. So that's why I'm saying like it depends of like the environment.
True.
Yeah, when it's like a great company, because sometimes if you think about it, it kind of brings bureaucracy. And like in order for someone to do something, they need to ask like permission
Hmm.
because they're doing it on their own.
Hmm.
But I think people need autonomy, but just overseeing what they're doing kind of helps a lot. It motivate them. It's not like being bossy, but like working with them as well.
True. I
So
agree.
I think both mode kind of works, but it depends on the environment.
And kind of to tie back to what you were saying, I feel like it depends because people are different. Some people like to be told what to do and have you involved in whatever they're doing, and some people just like to be free and having the choice to do whatever they need to do.
Okay. Yeah. So speaking of delegation, like when do you think is the right moment to delegate for someone to do a job as well?
I think you should give everyone a chance to prove themselves and to show what they're able to do. So as long as you see that someone can do something and that it will help them improve themselves, then you can delegate. You're not only helping yourself by giving them the work, you're also helping them improve themselves and their abilities to do some stuff.
Okay.
Hmm.
So what is like your principle like when delegating? Because I know you are in your team, you have like different background.
Hmm.
There are people who are better at doing this and others that are better at doing that. So how do you delegate? Like, what is the mere principle, the core principle
Yeah.
to go with that?
That's a really good question. As you just say, I work with people from different background, different that have different perspective, and it's important to know not only your own strength and weaknesses, but to also be able to identify your team's strength and weaknesses, and from that, you will know which one can be placed in which area. If I know that you're a good podcaster, anytime I will have a podcast, I will refer to you because I know you have the strength to do it. For me, I work with IT, so anytime I have a project that involve creating a website, for example, I'll go to my developer because I know they have the strength to be able to work on that. And it's not only working with people that have strength on certain areas, but it's also helping those that don't have those strengths to develop those skills and those strengths and be better in different areas.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. That makes a great team, by the way.
Yeah.
But doing that, um, talking about projects, when is the best time to stop working on a certain project and move to another one? Because it happened to me like I was working on a different project. I didn't really like it. I didn't feel the motivation or anything. And then quickly like switched to another one. And then when I was working on that different project, I was really, really focused. I was motivated to do the work. I put more productivity into it.
Mhm.
So what about you? When do you think is the right time to do that?
So I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Why did you start that project that you left?
I thought it was a good idea to start it.
Okay.
Uh, to talk more about it, it was just the AI project. So basically, I was building like this platform where people basically can come and do some preparation, the job interview preparation. So it was a job interview simulator where the AI basically we ask them question, and then when they respond, the AI will analyze the feedback and tell them if they did it right or not. So basically that was it.
That's really smart.
Yeah, but I didn't like it because it involved like HR.
Hmm.
I was not experiencing that, so it was a pain in the ass. I didn't like it.
I feel like when you start a project, you gotta start with a goal in mind and really want it. When you really want a project, when you are really focusing on a goal, on a specific thing that you want to accomplish, it'll be really hard to leave that project. So I feel like before starting a project, ask yourself, why am I doing this? How is it gonna help me? How does that relate to my personal goals, like to the big picture, where I want to be? Like, how does that relate to that? And I feel like if you ask yourself the really good questions before starting, there is going to be very few chances for you to leave that project. However, I feel like you can leave a project when, for example, it's not going to help anymore, probably, or you don't have the resources to be able to get the project done.
Okay, totally agree with that. Talking about project, what are the main steps for a leader should take when initiating a project or starting a project?
That's a really good question. To tie back to what I was saying just before,
Mhm.
I feel like you need to have a clear goal of where you're going with the project. What is the project going to be? You need to define the objectives, the resources, who's going to be working on the project. Have real clarity on anything around the project. Those are the main steps. You should be able to define the goal of the project. How is it going to help improve anything? The resources, of course, if it involves money or time or anything like that, and who is going to be working on the project. And of course, the timeline. When do I want this project to be done? Those are important things that you need to define before starting a project.
Okay. So far, what is the project that you're so proud of?
A project that I'm so proud of.
Yeah.
Um, I'll say it's my leadership journey in general because 3 years ago when I came here in the US from Africa, I faced a huge gap in meeting with this culture, with this new culture, and with the language barrier. It was really hard. But I just had this feeling in me that I wanted to make a change to the world, that I wanted to step up out of my comfort zone and do something big. And that's one of my proudest achievements because I've been able to put myself out there to lead an international organization with like more than 4,000 students, which I never thought I could do. So that's probably my biggest accomplishment.
That's right.
Hmm.
What motivates you?
Helping others. Helping others. I wake up every single day. I don't necessarily wanna get money. Of course money is like
A
what
resource.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
what comes with it. But my biggest thing in life is wanting to help people improve their lives. And that's one of the reason I do IT project management because with project management, you're not only managing project, you're helping people achieve their goals. They have a goal of, for example, creating a website, and you're helping them finding the resources, the right people, and the right team to be able to do that.
Yeah, what you just say is really, really great because like people always start a project or start something because of money.
Hmm.
They don't end up like going far.
Yes.
Like money is not the biggest motivator and shouldn't be. I mean, money should be considered as a resource
Yes.
to help you like achieve your goals
Hmm.
and go far with what you want to do, but it shouldn't be considered like as like the biggest achievement or maybe motivator. Because if you look at it like great company, that we now know like they started because they wanted to solve a problem, like a real world problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really happy that that's also one of the motivation that you have
Yeah, I
is helping people.
totally agree. Can I ask you what is yours?
Mine, oh, that's a good question. I think it kind of is helping people, but in a different way. It's
Mhm,
probably like solving problem.
mhm.
I love solving problem. Like everything I try to do needs to be tied to a problem that I'm trying to solve. Because there are a lot of things like because if you look at them, as I mentioned earlier, great companies started because they wanted to solve a problem.
Mhm.
Let's look at for example Uber
Mhm.
in San Francisco. It was hard to find a taxi, and then that guy, I can't remember his name, came up with that Uber thing, and then now he's helping people. You can just go on your phone, Uber, and then yeah,
True.
you get somewhere.
Yeah.
An example again I can give is probably Google. Google wanted to have like a library where everyone can access knowledge online without necessarily going to a physical library.
Mhm.
And nowadays, like many people use Google.
Yeah.
It's a problem that they solve. So it's the same thing with me. I'm just trying to solve problem and make like the world a better place.
Yeah, and I can see that with your AI project. I was surprised that you were telling that. Like that's really, really impressive. And you're not only trying to help people, but you're also trying to solve problem, which is awesome.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not working on it anymore.
That's totally fair. You had the idea.
I switched to a different idea. Now I'm working like on a customer relationship management system. So
Awesome.
yeah, so how does a leader ensure everyone understand the responsibility that is involved in a project?
I feel like you need to be really clear. It's important to, in order to be really clear, you should avoid any type of assumption. Don't just think like people know and know what you're expecting. Tell them exactly what you're expecting or what you want to do or what's the project about. When you're starting a project, you should define who's going to do what. And people are resources too. So defining your resources, people that are going to be working on the project, and making them clear to them is a really good way to avoid assumption and making sure everything understand what they're going to be doing in the project.
Oh, okay, nice. So talking about responsibility, because when they have responsibility, that means they have something to do, they need to report to you. But when they are not working the way, when they are not meeting expectation, let's put it that way, not working great.
Mhm.
That's a wrong, that's a wrong way to say.
Yeah.
Not meeting expectation. How do you usually give them feedback? Like in what ways, in what manners do you always give them feedback?
In a previous question, I was talking about having one-on-one with your team, trying to understand where they're not really meeting the expectation. That's a really good way. You can come to your team members and just have one-on-one with them, trying to understand. It's not about trying to make them feel wrong, but trying to understand where they're coming from and why they're not meeting those expectations. It can be probably because you're not being clear enough. So
Yeah.
trying to understand where they're coming from and what's causing them not to meet your expectation is a good way to go about it and find solutions so they can um, improve themselves and contribute better to the team.
Yeah. Do you also think is important when they're not meeting expectation to kind of like get involved, not basically telling them what to do, but like doing it with them, like along the way to help them.
Sure, yeah, that's a really good way to go about it. Because some people, I feel like myself, I am better at doing things and than being told how to do them. It's way better when I try to do it and when I'm accompanied with someone than just trying to do it with instruction that I got. It's way better and it changes everything.
Oh, so you say like you better at following instruction or you don't like.
So I can follow instruction, but I feel like it's always easier for me to do it and do it with someone that can show it to me, someone that has done it previously. So I know how it's really done instead of just having a set of instruction from someone and just trying to do it by myself.
Also, having someone to accompany you
Yes.
and then doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of also important things is creativity. Like, what is the role of a creativity in a project or in a team, for example?
That's a really good question. And I'm reading a book right now called The Creative Act,
Okay.
and it's all about creativity. And sometimes we define creativity as something big, like thinking outside of the box and doing all those crazy, crazy stuff. But in reality, creativity is more creating something or bringing a different perspective. For example, the discussion I'm having with you, I never had it with you before. So we're being creative. We're actually creating stuff. And in project management, when leading a team, it's important to let everyone kind of have their own perspective. And this is what brings a great project and a great team. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, definitely. So which right now, we are in the AI world where everything is being automated. I was watching, it was 2 days ago, I think. It was Microsoft events. You were talking about their new AI and stuff. So basically, they have, I don't know how to like explain it correctly because I'm trying to understand it myself. But basically, they are building this agent that will be like a coworker, or let's just put it like this way, an assistant to you.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think about AI in the future? Do you think it's going to sort of like replace people or help people to be more productive? Because with that specific tool, like you have a tool, like the way they put it is like when you're having a meeting, for example,
Mm-hmm.
that assistant would be there to kind of like lead the meeting, take all the notes. So like whenever the meeting is wrap up, the assistant would be able to kind of give you the notes about what you talked about. I don't know how to say it correctly because I'm still working on understanding what the building. But like, what do you think about like AI in the future?
Not gonna lie, I'm really scared about AI, but I feel like, as I was saying at the beginning, we should be able to adapt. Um, it's really like there's nothing that can hurt you more than trying to avoid AI because it's already here. It's already here. It's not gonna leave anytime soon. So it's really important to adapt to those changes. So, um, being able to educate yourself on AI, on how it's gonna help you, don't see it as a threat. See it as something that is gonna help you.
Like an opportunity.
Yes, an opportunity to improve your processes and bring innovation. So I feel like it's important to adapt, not just to,
Be scared.
yes, be scared. I'm scared, but it's important to adapt. Yeah, yeah.
Did you see like the Tesla events?
I've seen it and it's crazy.
I have friends that they were so scared. They were like, "Why is he building this?" And like, dude.
No, this is really scary, but I feel like it's really important to adapt because AI is here. It's never gonna leave anytime soon. So
It's not a
let
stick, by the way.
yeah,
Not a blade.
yeah. Let's focus on building relationship with it and trying to make AI help us and not scare us.
Okay. Do you also use AI in your processes?
Yes. Yes, I do use AI in my processes to generate ideas or to improve ideas I already have. But I feel like AI should not replace the work you're already doing because AI is bringing something that has already been said or done. It's just a lot of ideas that were already out there that they're trying to put together to create answers or try to help you. So I feel like it's a good thing, but you should not let AI replace your work and you're more creative than AI.
Oh, okay. So you should use it to be more creative, but not be treated like by it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to think about it because AI is going to be here for a long time, and people are using it are more productive than people are not
Mm-hmm.
using it.
True.
With code editor, for example, you can basically, I know you are in IT, so you are more technical. With like in VS Code, there was some sort of like code editor that was like like implemented inside. So basically, uh, it can write code for you, or maybe kind of like arrange the code when you make mistakes for you, and that's so creative and it helps a lot.
I agree.
Yeah. So how can the leader measure the success of a team, of their team beyond their project completion? Let's say you finish a project, the project is finished. Like, how do you define success?
Okay, that's a really good question. I feel like success is not only about being done with the project, or having reached what you should have reached, which is a good part of it. But I feel like success is more how your team grows from that project that you just done. And being able to recognize all their efforts and celebrate them, and being making sure that they are aware of how grateful you are for what they've done is a really good way to go about it.
Okay.
Mhm.
So do you celebrate like when you accomplished it,
Yeah,
the project, like
yeah, you
champion or so?
not exactly that, but I feel like it should be done in a genuine way. For example, there are some projects that don't necessarily need for you to throw a party. You can probably just reach out to your coworker or your teammate and tell them, I really appreciate what you've done for this project and I really want to thank you. Just like something as simple as that can make someone's day, or you know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily have to be something big, but something genuine and natural.
Yeah, sort of like make them feel special because you
Yes.
accomplished something big.
Yeah, and they're special because they're part of your team.
Yeah. And I think you should also like encourage them if it's like encourage project,
Mm-hmm.
they can even include it in their resume and be
Yeah.
proud of it and talk about it and celebrate it like a mean kid or so.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah. So one question for you: how do you see yourself in the next 5 or 10 years as a leader? Do you see yourself like learning new skills?
Yes, of course. I feel like I'm always going to be learning. I love learning. I'm trying to better myself every single day to improve processes around me, to solve problem, help people. So in 5 years, I see myself helping people, trying to find solution to problems, building new skills, and hopefully being better than who I am today.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good goal. Like that's also goal of mine. Like becoming better every single day.
And I really hope to inspire people.
Okay.
hmm
You have like any recommendation, like any books that you recommend to anyone who wants to become better or a
Um,
leader?
yeah, as I said, I'm reading The Four Agreement. It's by Ruben. I forgot his last name. But this is a really interesting book. Okay, I think I missed. Okay,
So
you said any recommendation?
like any book that you
Yeah.
recommend to anyone.
So yes, so as I mentioned, I'm reading The Creative Act by Ruben. And it's a really good book when you're trying to be more creative or improving processes and just improve your creativity in general. Another book that I would suggest is The Four Agreements. That's a really, really nice book. I really, really enjoyed it. It talks about four agreements for people in life to be able to not only improve themselves but improve other around them too. It's not all about you, but people you're working with too. So that's a really good book, The Four Agreement.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Mhm.
Any advice to whoever is watching us? It can be like college students, entrepreneur, like someone who has ambition. Like, what would you have? What would be your advice to them?
Be willing to grow and to learn. Don't just stop where you are because you think, oh, I'm a leader. I already led a team of 20 people, so I don't have anything else to learn. No, you are always going to learn, and be willing to learn, be willing to adapt to those changes. As we were talking about, AI is going to be here and it's going to stick for a really long time. Yeah, yeah. So being able to adapt to those changes and willing to grow, to learn, yeah, those are my advices for people.
Thank you, Denise. It was a pleasure having you here.
Thank you so much. I am glad that I made it, and this was a really nice podcast. Thank you so much.